is one of the hot topic in recent times. That is the difference between data engineering, data analytics, and data science. People generally confuse with each of the terms, but each of them has a definitive meaning as what it is all about. So before we get in depth into each of, towards easier understanding, let me start with an analogy. So any finished product, be it fabric, be it furniture, nuts or bolt, that's an end product. So for that, there need to be a raw material, and the raw material need to be processed to get a finished goods. The raw material need to be sourced. It need to be transported to an infrastructure. Infrastructure could be a factory, or it could be an industry which has machineries, or it could be through which it is processed, or it could be some manual processing can also happen, and then comes the finished goods. So the raw materials, you could actually identify that to a data. So the raw material need to be sourced. It could be available anywhere across, and that need to be transported. The transported is something like through the various transport options, like maybe a vehicle. It could be transported, and in case of the IT parlance, you could use any tools to transport that data, and then it need to be processed, and the end product comes through. So now, I mean, you can take that to the actual example of data engineering. So something like the raw material sourced and transported, and then comes the processing. So keep this in mind when we discuss the actual difference between the data engineering, data analysis, and the data science as well. So what is data engineering? It is a precursor to data analytics and data science. So precursor, yes, going back to the analogy, you need to have the raw materials brought in to a place. So the data has to be brought in to a place. The data can be any transaction which is spread across, and that needs to be transported to some infrastructure so that the processing happens. So it's a precursor to data analytics and data science. That is the first part you need to keep in mind. So it's a design, build, maintaining data infrastructure. So these days it's all happening on the cloud platform. This could be the AWS, the Google, Oracle, or Azure. So cloud platform, and different processing is through virtual machines or databases. Database holds the structured data. Big data is used for the unstructured data. So all these are available now on the cloud itself. And finally, the tools involved is through the ETL process, that is extract, load, and transform. That is where, as I said, the data need to be transported to some cloud infrastructure through the process of ETL. And ETL is a pretty old term since data warehousing was there. Since those days, ETL is common as well. And recent times, you keep hearing data pipelines where you can build task dependency, and you can programmatically change these task dependency, and so that's where data pipeline is a recent term, though it is significantly different than ETL, but sometimes it is again interchangeably used, ETL and data pipelines as well. So the tools used here in the data engineering is data pipelines and ETL. And if you look at the technical skills you require to be a data engineer, is that cloud infrastructure, ETL or data pipelines, then Python is these days extensively used, SQL, and shell scripting as well. So these are the skills one need to have. So that's more on the technical side. So for data engineer, you need to have these skills as far as the data engineering is concerned. And then comes the data analytics. It's more of a functional. You need to have business knowledge. Data analysis, the process of gleaning insight from the data, because data is already in a place, maybe in the cloud infrastructure, and you check the data, get insights, so that better business decisions can be taken. So that's where data analyst role comes into picture. So he needs to have some business skills. So it is interchangeably used with business analysis as well. He is called as maybe business analytics as well. So analyzing, if you look at the analyzing the data, that is the data is brought in by the data engineer, and then you do the data analytics. And so it all requires identifying which data you want to analyze the data, and interpret the result of analysis. So it could be more of an expert job who has good knowledge on the business, using some tools as well. So the tools, if you look at SQL, are Python, OLAP tools, that is online analytical processing tools like Business Object or OBIE. So it's more of a business person or functional knowledge person who does this analysis on the data, and then so that the business can take an informed decision. That's where is the data analyst job. So is required could be SQL, Python, or the just knowledge on the OLAP tool like business object and OBIE. So this is the next layer, and then subsequently the final one is all about the data science. Data science is more, as I said, it has the word science. So that's where once you say science, it involves like mathematics or statistics, specialized programming, or advanced advanced analytics, artificial intelligence, machine learning with specific subject matter expertise to uncover actionable insight in the hidden in the organization data. So data science is of course much more complex, not just complex, more than involvement of technical skills. It also requires specialized knowledge on math, statistics, advanced analytics, the artificial intelligence, machine learning. So we'll get into that as well, how data science is related to machine learning, which one is a subset of which one, we'll see that as well. And tech skills required is statistics, probability, different theorems like regression, classification, decision tree, random forest, k nearest. All this will be on the machine learning side, because you give a kind of data which is already decided, and you build a model, and once the model is built, then based on the model, because machine will take that as a reference, and then when it is fed with the unknown data, because you have a reference data already available, so it will take decisions, and that is where machine learning plays a critical role as well. So that is, as far as machine learning is concerned, it involves all the different theorems as well. So you need to be technical skills. Yes, you might require Python, and supporting Python is exhaustively used in data science as well. So we will also look into how artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data science are interrelated as well. Let us now look at machine learning, AI, and data science. Generally, these three terms or the subject is used interchangeably, but each one has its own meaning. So it's important to understand the difference as what it is all about. So this diagram will give you the connect. So artificial intelligence, if you look at it, it's not new. It's there from 1960s, 70s and all. But those days, the processing power, the memory was less. So those days itself, people, particularly in 80s and 90s, people used to call artificial intelligence. So if you are from a computer science background, whereas machine learning and to an extent data science is recent term. So ideally, it's all subset. Machine learning is an inner subset of artificial intelligence, and data science is a kind of a subset of artificial intelligence. Machine learning can be a subset of data science itself. So this diagram gives you a big picture as what is machine learning, data science, and artificial intelligence. So machine learning is basically the innermost layer, and then comes the data science, and finally the artificial intelligence. So it is better if you take an example as such and go through it. Example, if you look at the autonomous car or self-driven car, so you can relate what is machine learning, and then the data science part of it. Let's look at how machine learning can be applied on the autonomous car or the self-driven car. The car should recognize the signs, road signs, whether it is stop sign or go slow sign, what is the at what speed it needs to travel, that it needs to recognize, and naturally it will use the cameras for that. And the camera feed is then it has to, the respective program need to process it, and action need to be taken, and that is where the machine learning is used. So you need to give the data set, probably it's kind of a road sign which we are aware. Suppose if it is something like a stop sign or no entry sign, different signboards, no entry sign has to be or if it is a stop sign itself, that data should be that is called as the label data, that is fed into an appropriate algorithm. Learning, it's called the learning algorithm, and this is a supervised learning concept. So you need to train that, saying that to the learning algorithm, you need to say this is a stop sign or go slow sign. So it will recognize and generate a pattern, and that is called as the model. It's called the model because you use the maybe thousands or millions of label data which we know, and the learning algorithm then recognizes the pattern and creates a model. Once it has the model for that particular stop sign, this is a kind of a testing part, and during the production, that is when it goes on the road, when there is a there is a stop sign or something, this will be a new data in which, based on the model, it will then recognize, okay, this is related to the stop sign, or this is related to the go slow. And that is how the machine learning works, and this is called the supervised learning. So the first step is the supervised learning. That is the innermost part, and that is what you need to, there are different types of machine learning, but just to understand the difference between machine learning, artificial intelligence, and data science, the first step is the machine learning part. So this is the first step, and once you have the learning algorithm recognizes that and knows that, and when there is a new data going to come, it generates an output, based on the learning algorithm, and it proceeds to the next step. And the next step is it has to apply the brake. As soon as the car recognizes the stops, it should start applying the brake. So this is a kind of a human activity. The car should hit the brake at the right time, not too early, too late. Plus, we should mind the different road conditions, slippery road. This issues is the control theory. So all this is all about the artificial intelligence. That is the human behavior. Human behavior to a machine is artificial intelligence. Whereas machine learning is all about have an algorithm and train the machine. Initially, you need to train the machine with a sample data set, and later point of time in the actuals, based on the sample, you have the predictable output in machine learning. Whereas the artificial intelligence is a higher level. You need to have a human behavior. Based on the machine learning, you need to mimic a human behavior. In this case, you need to ensure that the car or the automobile stops, it should apply the brake. So that is the artificial intelligence. The data science is a much broader spectrum. So during the test, we see sometimes car doesn't react to the stop sign. But you need to analyze why it didn't stop. Maybe the stop sign is maybe not clear. So many other things. So probably tends to, by analyzing the data set, we find out the number of fault result depending upon the time of the day. Our car tends to miss stop sign at night. Then we see most of the training data includes only the full data light. Now we need to add a few more nighttime picks and get back to learning. So you need to, so while training using the machine learning process, add nighttime pictures as well. So this is all about data science, is all about the data as such, how it is collected, how it is integrated. So all this is part of the data science. So data science is a full, it will include all this, machine learning, artificial intelligence, and all. So this is a wider picture as far as data science is concerned. So it's all about how data gets managed. So the innermost layer is the machine learning part, and in the machine learning part, there could be a subset of Internet of Things as well. So when you use cameras, and how cameras can be interfaced with a computer, how to get the data from the camera to the computer or to the processor, you would use certain data integration techniques, how the sensor data can be taken into the microprocessor. Those are the IoT part, and then comes the training algorithm part using the sample data, and then it needs to, after that, it's actually the production data. Till that time, it's machine learning, and then comes the artificial intelligence. You need to invoke the human behavior of the machine so that the car applies the brake. All this is all about the data science. The topmost layer is the data science, which will encompass IoT, machine learning, and artificial intelligence as well. I hope by this you have a good understanding as how they are related with each other. That is machine learning, artificial intelligence, and data science as such. Thank you.